Welcome, my name's Phil Taylor from bodylanguagematters.com, and today we're going to be looking at Alex Murdaugh and some of his trial that is just come out, and also some of the footage where he's caught on a dash cam talking about the murders, and they're sort of one in the same breath, and they're interesting to see because what it is you'll see somebody actually physically there after the events happened, and then also some time away from that, and how that person looks from a body language point of view. So you'll have him in court as well, and you can see the difference. He's talking about the same sort of context of what's just happened, and now we're going to see how he looks at the start when he's in the police car or the patrolman's car, and to when he's in court telling the same story. So I hope you enjoy this. Sit back, watch and relax. So right now we're looking at Alex in the patrol car, and two of the people in the back, and also the detective in the front, or the sergeant, or whatever you call him. I don't know what you call him in America. And you can see right now Alex is starting to tell a story, starting to narrate a story on what he's seen and what's happened. But you can, if you could put yourself into his shoes, you should be able to understand or empathize, or not even empathize, start to understand what the emotions you'd go through if you just saw your wife shot and your young son. It's crazy, right? This guy's got no emotion. Now, one of the things to look out for in this short clip is when he's crying, and he's sort of trying to cry, he almost wipes his eyes and then sort of feels for that tear, which is really odd behavior. And what's interesting as well, as we go through this, you'll start seeing in the court section how he's learned to sort of control or make it look like he's crying. Now, this is just my opinion. Maybe he's crying. I don't know. But you be the judge of this, because this is crazy, right? So you're going to see from one extreme to the other how this guy's, I think it looks like he's been prepped, in my opinion, to actually go from no tears from a crime scene that should be absolutely horrendous. You shouldn't even be able to talk, communicate, or anything at this point, to actually when he's in court, and it really ramps up, and you can see that he's learnt how to cry over time. I don't know. This is my opinion. Check it out. See what you think. Yeah.
Richard Alexander Murdaugh.
And spell your last name so I get it correct.
Murdaugh.
All right. And you go by Alex?
Yes, sir.
So I just want you to pay attention to his glasses and what he's doing there for no apparent reason, which is really weird in the sense that why is he wiping his glasses and then he doesn't do anything with it? I think that's more of a pacifier to self-soothe himself. Here's the other thing, right, that if you've just rolled over your dead son and your wife who've been shot, we know he's been shot with a shotgun, one of them he's got a white shirt on. But here's the other weirdest thing as well, which I noticed, is if you check out this, if you're rolling over your son and wife, why do you have glasses? Why do you have two sets of glasses on? Do you know what I mean? It's really odd, man. Like, surely there would be some sort of blood on your shirt at this point. Just noting that.
Yes, sir.
And date of birth, Mr. Murdaugh?
May 27th, 1968.
And a good phone number for you.
803-942-1227.
As I stated, I'm David Owen in Lower Rutland with Colleton County, and I'm with SLED. I hate to have to do this.
I understand.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
So you don't have any problem with it.
So
that's odd as well. You don't have any problems with it, and you'll start to see now how he ramps up, and you'll see the movement in his body start to really ramp up now, because he knows what's going to come. But bearing in mind, if you've just seen your kid and your wife dead, you'd be distraught. This guy's almost composed, in my opinion.
just start at the top, take your time.
Like when I came back here, I mean, I pulled up and I could see him, and You know, I knew something was bad. I ran out. I knew it was really bad. And my boy, my boy over there, I could see it was.
At this point, I'm just not buying these tears. Just in my opinion, it just doesn't feel like I'm getting that emotional pull into this. It just seems odd at this point, and you're going to see a very clear, distinct difference in a later clip that we play when he's in court, and you're going to see the difference of how he ramps up into this emotion. Now, this is the dead giveaway of why I don't think he is actually really crying tears, because he, in a moment, he'll feel his face, and then he'll start feeling the tears. Yeah, which is really odd. But anyway. Here we go, feeling the face, and look, it feels the tears.
And I could see.
No, look, we'll just rewind that a bit. And you can see this, right? I mean, that's really strange. Yeah, that's really, really odd for somebody to do that, right? And now we're going to go into court, and you're going to witness this same sort of narration of a story, but in a more obviously in a court setting with a lot more people and a lot more pressure on him, but also you'll start seeing how he's learned to mimic what crying looks like, unless they're real tears. In my opinion, this is something he's watched and learned somehow. Someone sort of coached him through this.
Down to the kennels in your Suburban.
Here we go. On the lips. It's almost like he's building himself up for this. And I understand that he's reliving a trauma in his life, but you didn't see it in the first clip. Now, I could be totally wrong on this. Maybe the trauma's too much for him, but I know if I saw my son and my wife on the floor dead with their brain shot out, I'd be traumatized. I don't even think I'd be able to speak. I don't think I'd be able to move. I think I'd be paralyzed, talking or telling the tale. I don't think any of that. I'd just be out. I just wouldn't be in this world. I'd just be absolutely distraught, crying all over the place. Now look at how he ramps up this emotion.
I did.
What'd you see?
Saw what y'all have seen pictures of.
I'm seeing a lot of mucus come out of his nose, but I'm not seeing tears. I don't know, man.
So bad.
Oh, there we go. There was a tear.
His brain on.
Just see the difference there. Can you just see the difference right there?
What did you do when you went up to Paul?
It's almost rubbing his face to get tears in.
At some point in time.
Paul.
Bearing in mind, you can do this I'd imagine if you regret doing something. So if you shot somebody or a family member, maybe you can be sad and use that memory to sort of to build up emotions within yourself. I'm just saying, it's just my opinion. I don't know, but I'm just looking at this from an analytical point of view.
Paul was he was so bad. At some point, I know I tried to check him for a pulse.
Oh, this is really interesting because he talks about the mobile phone in his son's pocket and what he did. Now listen to this bit. Now listen carefully to the words that he uses and what he says, and then we'll replay it. We'll play the bit with the body camera. Something about this phone that stands out.
I know I tried to turn him over.
When you say you tried to turn him over, why were you trying to turn him over?
I don't know. I don't know why I tried to turn him over. Me and my boys laying face down.
I'm just going to take you back for a second. I don't know why I tried to turn him over. Did you see the white shirt? And he had no blood on his hands either. And he had the 2 glasses in his pocket. So something's happened, right? I wasn't there, but imagine that somebody's been shot in the head. You can see the brain scattered on the floor because he said that. And he's turned him over and he's got no blood on him. No nothing. And no glass. And then those 2 glasses in that little shirt pocket haven't fell out. Make your own opinions.
Done the way he's done. His head was the way his head was. I could see his brain laying on the sidewalk. I didn't know what to do. I mean, I tried to turn him over. So I grabbed him by the belt loop and tried to turn him over. And when I did, his phone popped out. His phone popped out.
He just stopped crying and went, "Oh, his phone popped out." Only didn't do it though. But did you see the actual example of that? It's almost like this is a data point. This is something we need to pay attention to.
And actually, I think I tried to turn Paul over first. I tried to turn him over, and I don't know. I figured it out. His cell phone popped out of his pocket. I started to try to do something with it, thinking.
I started to try and do something with it, thinking, well, what did you do with it?
Maybe, but then
It makes no sense.
Put it back down really quickly.
What'd you do with the phone?
I put it back on Pawpaw.
You know if you put it, you know which way it was pointing, upside down, downside, anyway?
Couldn't tell you anything about it. I know his phone popped out. I picked it up and I put it back on him.
Did you see any messages on Paul's phone?
No.
So there we have it. I think that phone, and that phone has something to do with the murders, or something to do with something that he's trying to hide, in my opinion. Again, we go back to the shirt and the white shirt and the 2 pairs of glasses in the pockets. If he's trying to turn somebody over, those glasses are definitely coming out, and there's definitely going to be some sort of blood on there as well, but also his hands are clean. I'm just saying, these are my opinions. They're not right, they're not wrong, I don't know. But you make your own minds up on this one. It's a very odd, and there's loads more to it as well. There's lots more to different interviews. I just wanted to take those two pieces because I thought there was interest in the same story being told at the same sort of by the same person in different time frames and different settings. The big alarm for me is if you've really if you're really not the culprit to this, the culprit, you're really not the person who shot your wife and kid, you'd be in panic stations and you'd be trying to find that person that's done it. You'd be telling the police, "What are you doing with me?" You'd be all over the place. You wouldn't be telling these tales. You'd just be out. You'd lose your mind, right? Or I would anyway. Thank you again for watching. Please check out bodylanguagematters.com. Please subscribe if you can, and we'll see you again on the other side. Goodbye.